Imagine this: you have just bought a shiny new electric vehicle, ready to embrace the future of clean energy. But then, disaster strikes. Your EV breaks down and you are hit with repair costs that seem astronomical. Today we dive into why more and more EV owners are questioning if their cars are even worth fixing. Buckle up, because this is an EV story you won't want to miss. Electric vehicles were marketed as the ultimate solution for eco-conscious drivers. Zero emissions, cutting-edge technology, and less maintenance than traditional gas-powered cars. But what happens when these tech-savvy vehicles break down? For some EV owners, a single repair bill can cost more than the car's original price. But why are the repair costs so high? And what are the consequences for the future of electric vehicles? When I bought my EV, I thought it'd be more affordable in the long run. I had no idea that a simple battery replacement could cost tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, that's basically a down payment on a house. And owner number one isn't alone. Many EV owners are feeling the same frustration as repair costs spiral out of control. In fact, a recent survey found that almost 30% of EV owners would rather ditch their cars than pay for a single major repair. But why are these costs so high? Let's break it down. First, there's the battery. This isn't your standard battery. EV batteries are complex, high-capacity lithium-ion powerhouses that make up around 40 to 50% of the car's total cost. Replacing one could set you back anywhere from $5,000 to a jaw-dropping $20,000. Then, there's the software. Unlike a gas engine where you can just replace a part, electric vehicles rely on highly specialized software. When something goes wrong, only certified technicians with expensive tools can perform the repairs. With electric vehicles, a lot of times you are dealing with proprietary software. You can't just take it to any shop. It has to be someone certified by the manufacturer, and that drives costs up way up. So it's not just about fixing a broken part. It's about finding someone with the specialized skills, software, and tools, and that means dollar signs. Now, let's talk about what happens to these broken down EVs. Many of them are ending up in the junkyard. With repair costs that high, some owners decide that it's simply not worth it. And when these cars are sold used, the new owner inherits the same costly issues, often without warranty coverage. As a result, the resale value of EVs has started to take a hit, and fast. It's a serious issue for the EV market. High repair costs can make people think twice about switching to electric. If they hear stories about EVs that are too expensive to fix, they are going to be hesitant. This could slow down the whole industry's growth. And it's not just consumers who are worried. Some experts fear that this trend could even threaten the push towards electric vehicles, as more people feel burned by sky-high repair bills. So what can EV owners do? Fortunately, there are a few options. First, consider getting extended warranties that cover battery replacements and major repairs. While this can add to the upfront cost, it could save you thousands down the road. Second, do your research. Some EV brands are known for more reliable, affordable repairs than others. And third, stay on top of regular maintenance. Catching issues early can sometimes prevent those wallet-draining repair bills. Electric vehicles are here to stay, but the industry still has a lot of growing pains to overcome. From high repair costs to frustrated owners, these challenges are real. But with continued innovation and consumer awareness, we may just see a day where EV repairs are as affordable as their gas-powered counterparts. Now that we have seen the issue from an owner's perspective, let's look at how manufacturers and lawmakers are responding. If repair costs continue at these high levels, it could put a serious damper on the EV market's growth. But the industry isn't standing still. Some EV manufacturers are already stepping in with solutions to lower repair costs and improve accessibility. Here's what a few are doing. For example, Tesla has recently made strides to develop more affordable, modular battery packs. Instead of replacing the entire battery, Tesla is exploring ways to allow specific cells within the battery to be replaced. This could save owners thousands of dollars on repairs. Ford and GM have also made headlines with their commitment to affordable repairs by investing in training programs for third-party mechanics. By increasing the number of qualified technicians, they hope to bring more competition into the repair market and, with it, lower prices. Manufacturers aren't the only ones getting involved. Lawmakers are pushing for new right-to-repair laws that could transform the EV repair landscape. These laws would require EV manufacturers to make parts, tools, and software available to independent repair shops. This could give consumers more options and potentially drive down repair costs. Advocates say that making repairs accessible would benefit both the economy and the environment by preventing EVs from being scrapped too early. Right now, if your EV breaks down, you're pretty much at the mercy of the manufacturer or an authorized dealer. Right to repair laws aim to change that by leveling the playing field. We want owners to have the freedom to choose how, where, and at what price they get their car fixed. And it's not just a win for consumers. Environmental advocates argue that reducing repair costs could extend the life of EVs, reducing waste and conserving resources. In fact, this push for repair rights is a key part of making the EV industry truly sustainable. Beyond right to repair, the EV industry is looking to technology to address these repair issues head-on. Researchers are working on revolutionary battery technology that could make EV repairs cheaper and more reliable. One example is solid-state batteries, which are still in development but promise a longer lifespan and fewer repairs. Then there's something called self-healing battery technology, a potential game-changer where battery cells can repair themselves if they degrade. These innovations could one day make high-cost EV repairs a thing of the past. So, what does all this mean for EV owners and future buyers? The landscape of EV repairs is changing, and it's happening fast. With industry innovations, manufacturer programs, and new laws on the horizon, we might soon see a world where EV repair costs aren't so intimidating. But until then, it's still a bit of a Wild West. As a consumer, staying informed is key. If you're considering an EV, make sure to look into warranty options, know your local repair options, and keep an eye on new policies that could impact repair accessibility. The EV movement is bigger than just cars. It's about pushing for a greener, more sustainable future. The road might be bumpy right now, but with innovations and policy changes, we're moving toward a more accessible, affordable world of electric vehicles. Now, let's take a deeper look into the other issues some EV owners are facing. Beyond repair costs, there are challenges with range, charging infrastructure, and unexpected maintenance needs that many didn't anticipate when they bought their EVs. First, let's talk about range anxiety. Many EVs are advertised with impressive mileage figures: 200, 300, even 400 miles on a single charge. But in reality, some drivers are finding their EVs don't live up to those numbers, especially in cold or hot weather. For example, in colder temperatures, EV batteries can lose up to 30% of their range. So that 300-mile EV you bought? In winter, it might only go 200 miles or less on a full charge. And it's not just the cold. Extreme heat can also lower range. I live in a place with cold winters, and I didn't realize how much that would affect my car's range. I actually had to plan my trips around the weather. When it was freezing out, I'd lose so much mileage just driving around town. Another big challenge is the charging infrastructure or lack thereof. While charging stations are becoming more common in cities, rural areas and highways are often a different story. Imagine being on a long road trip and your EV is down to 15% battery. You're miles away from the nearest station, and you start to feel that panic set in. Many EV owners find this to be a real issue, especially in areas with less charging infrastructure. I took my EV on a road trip, thinking I could charge up at regular intervals. But in rural areas, charging options were few and far between. I had to reroute my trip multiple times just to find a place to plug in. And when you do find a station, there's no guarantee it'll be functional. Reports of broken or offline chargers are surprisingly common, leaving drivers stranded or having to wait hours just to get back on the road. Unlike a quick stop at a gas station, charging an EV can take significantly longer, depending on the charger type. Level 1 chargers, which plug into standard outlets, can take 12 to 24 hours for a full charge, while public Level 2 chargers can still take several hours. And although fast charging stations can charge an EV to 80% in around 30 minutes, they're often more expensive and not as widely available as standard chargers. For some, this inconvenience is one of the biggest hurdles in their daily lives. I thought an EV would fit my lifestyle, but waiting 30 minutes to an hour for a decent charge just doesn't work when I have a busy schedule. I miss the convenience of filling up at a gas station in 5 minutes. Another problem EV owners are starting to face as their cars age is battery degradation. Over time, EV batteries naturally lose their capacity, meaning they won't hold a charge as well as they did when the car was new. While EVs are often touted to last hundreds of thousands of miles, many owners start noticing a drop in their range after just a few years. By the time an EV reaches around 8 to 10 years old, it might have lost up to 20% or more of its original range. And remember, if you need to replace that battery, we're talking big money. I love my EV, but after 7 years my range is noticeably lower. I used to go 300 miles on a charge, but now I'm down to 240, and I worry it'll keep dropping as the years go by. Let's not forget that EV technology is still relatively new. Many mechanics simply aren't trained to service EVs, and that's leaving some owners in a bind when they need repairs outside of what the dealership covers. While traditional cars have been around for over a century, EV technology is still evolving, and with that comes a learning curve for the people who fix them. This means fewer repair options, higher prices, and longer wait times. We're trained in gas engines, and EVs are a whole different ballgame. We have to invest in new tools and training, and that takes time and money. Until more mechanics are trained, repair options are going to be limited. Finally, while EVs are often praised for being environmentally friendly, there's a looming concern about what happens to all those batteries when they reach the end of their life. Lithium-ion batteries are difficult and costly to recycle, and the process often involves harmful chemicals. If the EV market continues to grow, so will the number of batteries needing disposal. Without sustainable recycling methods, this could become an environmental issue of its own. Recycling EV batteries is a huge challenge. We're developing ways to do it more sustainably, but until those processes are widely adopted, there's a real risk that EVs could contribute to pollution through their batteries. So what does the future look like for EVs? While there are real challenges, the industry is working on solutions. Advances in battery recycling, new charging infrastructure, and more affordable repairs could transform the EV experience in the coming years. It's an exciting but uncertain road ahead. EV technology has the potential to reshape how we think about transportation, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The question is, can the industry evolve fast enough to address these issues and keep drivers on board? If you're still considering or committed to EV ownership, don't worry, we've got some tips to help you get the most out of your electric vehicle and avoid some of the common pitfalls we've covered. Let's get into the EV survival guide. First up, plan your charging strategy. If you primarily charge at home, consider installing a level 2 home charger. It's an upfront investment, but it'll save you time in the long run, charging your car fully overnight instead of waiting 12 to 24 hours on a regular outlet. Also, take some time to identify the charging stations around your home, work, and frequent destinations. Knowing where you can quickly recharge, especially on longer trips, can make a huge difference. Battery health is crucial for an EV's long-term performance, so here's a tip. Avoid deep discharges and high charges. In other words, try to keep your battery level between 20% and 80% whenever possible. Extreme low or high levels can put stress on the battery, shortening its lifespan. Most EVs even have settings that allow you to set a charging limit. Take advantage of that feature if your vehicle has it. Temperature can have a big impact on your EV's range. In winter, precondition your vehicle before driving. Many EVs have apps that let you warm up or cool down the car while it's still plugged in, saving battery for actual driving. And in hot weather, try to park in the shade or in a garage whenever possible. Using climate control in extreme weather drains your battery, so small adjustments can make a big difference. A good warranty can make all the difference with an EV, especially since repairs can be so costly. Make sure you understand what's covered under your EV's warranty and consider extended coverage if it's available and within your budget. Battery warranties usually last between 8 to 10 years, but read the fine print. Know if the warranty covers degradation or only outright failure, and if there's a mileage limit. Modern EVs receive software updates that can improve performance, range, and even add new features. Think of it like your smartphone staying updated can actually help prevent issues and may even improve battery efficiency. Make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi when possible, as some updates require a stable connection. Staying current on software can help avoid some common glitches and keep your EV running smoothly. If you're thinking about buying an EV, it's important to consider the total cost of ownership. Factor in things like home charging installation, potential repairs, and battery replacement costs when making your decision. Ask yourself, is there a local service network for EV repairs? Will you have reliable access to charging? These are all important points to consider before you make the switch. Despite the challenges, the world of electric vehicles is advancing rapidly. The industry is aware of these pain points, and innovation is on the horizon. With better battery technology, increased charging infrastructure, and more accessible repair options, the EV experience is only going to improve. By staying informed, prepared, and proactive, EV owners can avoid many of the pitfalls we've covered today. And for those who are considering making the switch, these tips can help you get the most out of your EV experience while we wait for even better solutions. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at where the electric vehicle industry is going. Are the issues we're seeing today just growing pains, or are they bigger obstacles to the widespread adoption of EVs? One promising development in EV technology is the rise of solid-state batteries. Unlike the lithium-ion batteries that currently power most EVs, solid-state batteries are lighter, more durable, and can charge faster, which could mean longer-lasting batteries and less degradation over time. This technology is still in development, but many believe it could be a game-changer, reducing those astronomical repair costs and extending the lifespan of electric vehicles. Major car makers are investing heavily in solid-state batteries, with prototypes expected in the next few years. Another key area of progress is the rapid expansion of charging infrastructure. Governments and private companies are pouring billions of dollars into building more charging stations, especially in rural and underserved areas. In the next decade, we could see fast chargers at nearly every gas station, making long trips less stressful for EV owners. More charging options mean more convenience, potentially putting range anxiety in the rearview mirror. One of the biggest barriers to EV adoption has been the cost, but we're starting to see more affordable options on the market. With government incentives, tax rebates, and lower manufacturing costs, EV prices are gradually becoming more accessible. As EVs become less of a luxury item and more of a mainstream choice, we can expect more competitive pricing and models suited to a wider range of budgets. We also can't overlook the environmental impact of battery disposal. The industry is taking steps to address this, with improved recycling programs and technologies that reclaim valuable materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. Several companies are working to create closed-loop systems, where EV batteries are recycled and reused in new vehicles, reducing the need for raw materials and minimizing environmental impact. Finally, the future of EVs goes beyond just clean transportation. With advances in autonomous driving, EVs could soon drive themselves, making commutes and long trips more relaxing. Plus, many are looking into vehicle-to-grid technology, where EVs can actually supply power back to the grid, helping balance energy demands. Imagine your car not only transporting you but also helping power your home during a blackout. These technologies are still in development, but the potential is enormous. The electric vehicle industry is evolving fast. From better batteries to smarter infrastructure, there's a lot of work being done to make EV ownership smoother, more affordable, and more sustainable. While there are real challenges today, the EV industry's future is bright. It's all about weighing the pros and cons, staying informed, and keeping an eye on these exciting advancements. If you're passionate about cleaner transportation and the innovations of tomorrow, it's worth considering an EV. And who knows? In just a few years, the issues we face today might be a thing of the past.